Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some very intriguing news in regards to PlayStation and what they may actually want to be trying to go and update their PlayStation Plus subscription model to in the near future. We actually have some very intriguing brand new patents that actually got picked on up, and as well, we'll kind of talk about the overall things that we've been seeing throughout these past few months, because we actually have been seeing a lot of very intriguing and new features that they're trying to go make the PlayStation Plus experience just a little tiny bit better. And as well, we also even had a pretty big update too as of recently with the trial mode, and this is actually something a little bit more differently too as well. So a lot of things to go and talk about, and also a little bit of a cool old school PlayStation reboot that actually might be kind of coming out here too as well. That's kind of been making its grounds all around this. So we have a lot of things to go and talk about all throughout this video. So if you guys will sit back, relax, and enjoy, and hope you guys just all have a good day in general. So very cool on top of this. So we actually have an article over here. I'm going to kind of go and use that as a reference point for a lot of things I'm going to talk about over here. And as I mentioned too, always got the sell stuff, Amazon links down below. We also have the PS5 disc giveaway going on, all that good stuff too. As also make sure you guys are subscribed. We have the Twitter and Twitch link down below. Sign up for that Weeble, sign up for that Coinbase, and get that free money you guys always want to go for. And I just hope you guys all just enjoy yourselves, and get also, if anything, leave your comments down below. I've always said on my YouTube channel too as well that the PS Plus is definitely something that feels like it just needs a little baby bit of a bump. Like, it's good in theory, it's not bad, but both PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus are just not perfect, not as good as Game Pass, at least in my opinion. So let's go and talk about a lot of stuff all throughout this video. So basically, PlayStation Plus October 2021 for free games, good news and bad for bored PS4 and PS5 subscribers too. Sony could be about to upgrade one of its other subscription services to offer a real alternative for those bored with the PS Plus free games. And I do want to go and say there actually is and is not, depending on the month, either a really good month for PS Plus or a really bad month for PS Plus. We've definitely seen kind of like, just depending on it, sometimes there's really good games, and then sometimes and I'm kind of a big PlayStation fanboy, I'm like, this sucks. this is really bad. So let's go talk about quite a few different things over here too as well. So basically, there's been a very big discovery basically made online that actually could point to a really big massive upgrade going on, and also the fact that it could be such a good game changer that even PS4 owners might even want to be more so skipping the PlayStation 5 console. Although this is like, for the article itself, I'm sure most people would want to go and have a PS5 either way with these updates to basically go and make sure everything's optimized, runs good, etc. And according to a new find, Sony is now apparently putting together new technology that could basically make it possible to go and now stream even PlayStation 5 games. And if this wasn't something that could be achieved in the next year, make it possible to skip the PS Plus and spend some cash in PS Now too as well. So basically, this article's about like on the other place too as well. There maybe not even maybe a main English speaker, but like the information is what kind of matters the most at the end of this. So PS Now is basically Sony's video game streaming service, and then currently allows PS4 games basically played on that for the internet and all that type of stuff. But as of right now, it doesn't support anything for PlayStation 5 titles, which I do agree is kind of a really big issue, because if you have a PS5, if you want to use PS Now, I mean, there's a lot of good games out there. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of really good games, but you want to have those Ratchet and Clanks. You want to have those Horizons, those God of Wars. And the fact that you really can't, it kind of makes it a little kind of But by the end of 2022, there's going to be a big growing demand for PS Now to be upgraded, which I would agree on too as well, because right now, it's cool, but I don't even have a PS Now. I have a PS Plus subscription. I don't have a PS Now subscription. And with the latest PS Plus lineup taking such a pummeling for the PlayStation fan base, and like I said, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, it actually might be a really good time to go and actually have a nice little upgrade. So this leads into the new things that are kind of basically coming on over here too as well. The patent that has actually now been found online is called the Ultra High Speed Low Latency Network Storage. And it basically comes out with this roundup description. It's basically non-volatile memory over fabric of NVMe, basically, if you know, the SSD type style stuff, is used to stream video, computer games, and the like to client devices from network storage embodied by solid-state storage devices, or SSDs, to provide for redundancy, multiple copies of a single piece of content, example, a computer game or video file, or stored on multiple SSDs, to provide information to address the block level storage based on client demand for the content. A data structure correlates, there's a lot of big words, each content with the SSDs and related block numbers in which the content is stored. sourcing of the content as it is being streamed, maybe dynamically switch between SSDs to provide for load balancing or loss of an SSD. So let me try to go and give you guys a little bit more of like a quick rundown on this, or if you guys want to try your own best to go and explain down for people in the comment section down below. Right now, we cannot go and actually utilize the PS5, mainly because I'm sure it might be a little bit harder to go and stream graphically, internally, file size, etc. It's just really, really hard. And even people on the PS4 obviously can't probably utilize the hardware, whether it's more so the internal Wi-Fi capacity in terms of like internal downloads and stuff like that, download speeds, or even just utilizing and processing the entire actual console, like, you know, for the game itself. So with this, at least from what my understanding of this, it seems like they want to be able to go and utilize the SSDs involved in the PlayStation 5 to go and then utilize that, like to basically have like a really, really quick solid state device, basically like in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, when it comes to the actual like download and stuff, to be able to go and more so optimize the actual internal downloading to essentially go let you use the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 games to go and play more of these PlayStation 5 games on PS Now, which would make a lot of sense too, because it does seem like it needs a little bit of a technological improvement, mainly because as well, if you want to be able to go utilize 4K streaming, or even at the higher like frame rate like streaming, like 144 hertz and onwards, or 120 hertz and onwards, you basically need to go and have better internet. But at the same time, even with better internet, you also have to have the better actual features to be able to go utilize and like use these actual features in the first place. So that leads into a potential of PS Now finally being able to use the PS5, or as well just a brand new system that can basically let you maybe use the trials, which is kind of like the part 2 of this. Because with right now, the PS Plus has been testing out a lot of different other types of features. 2 really big case in points are literal TV show streaming, which all this put together can maybe be a nice future upgrade. We saw that being tested up in Europe, or basically up in Europe, they've had a chance to utilize a lot of Sony, basically like art, like just their own IPs and properties. Like, so think like, say they made a Spider-Man movie or a Last of Us movie. I know there's like a weird Disney movie versus like Marvel, like PS5. Don't even leave the comment on that one. I know what I mean. But just for the rough examples, like think you have a Sony IP, Last of Us movie, Uncharted movie, that type of stuff, or any other type of like, you know, Sony stuff, because Sony is also a very big media company, and you can have that also streamed. But once again, if you want to have that be like with 4K, you need to have a proper app, proper functions, and proper functionality. And you also would probably want to update stuff like PS Now, which is essentially streaming, although with video game streaming instead. And then with that, you have a chance to go and, you know, put all those things together. And then on the part 2 is the trial. And the trial system, if you guys have not heard, we made a video on that before, is that basically for certain select games, I think as of recently we had Astro's Playroom as well. Let me go full cam. Astro's Playroom, as well as also Death Stranding, and I believe also Biomutant was also added to that as of recently. That also, once again, is a trial system. So if you guys have a chance to go and utilize all this put together, you can actually somewhat make the PS Now redundant. So you'll be able to go and utilize the higher, better, like actual SSD. You can actually use that stuff to have a PS5 game. Now, we could, in theory, maybe use it for a PS4, but I do kind of feel like the internal downloading, unless you're on pure Ethernet, might make it a little harder. Same thing with the internal hardware, such as like the Horizon and Ratchet and Clank and all that type of stuff. So this is actually a really cool update slash like basically big pattern going on, either making it so the PS Now will have a massive upgrade, whether the overall ecosystem of PS Plus and PS Now will have a massive upgrade, or in the fact that maybe you'll be able to utilize the SSD to go and try other cool things such as the game trial. So this is a very, very interesting pattern that we actually had a chance to go and see in regards to this. And just kind of going wind down the video itself, we actually do have a really, really cool, interesting reboot that's potentially on the way. Because if you guys have never actually heard, there's actually a game called Getaway, which I think I actually played this way, way back in the day myself. But all around kind of cool to kind of see them trying to go revive up some old IPs. But I think a lot of you guys always hear me go and talk about this. Please just go give us a nice new Sly Cooper. Like how many more times do I have to ask? How much do you just not need money? But basically with all this, PlayStation London Studio was looking to hire a bunch of different roles for an upcoming online game. And actually, if this is a game that kind of comes out here too, at least from what I kind of remember on this, is actually could maybe potentially go and be a big game to kind of go and kind of eat up a little bit on, say, like that kind of racing slash like GTA market. And with this, they actually had a really big job design leader coming over here too as well, which is kind of cool to go and see all of this. So we just have to go and wait until Sony, of course, makes the official announcement, but we do keep on seeing a lot of really big leaks over here, and especially when PlayStation London Studios says, hey, we have an upcoming PlayStation 5 online game. I think a lot of that stuff put together makes a lot of sense. But I want to give you guys, give me your thoughts and comments down below with all the information on this, because I can definitely see the PS Plus and PS Now having a massive upgrade, or at least something that my people maybe want to go and utilize a little bit more. But I do appreciate you guys all so much for watching. I appreciate you guys all so much for subscribing. Make sure you guys are subscribed for the PS5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 digital console controller. Twitter and Twitch stream as well. A link down below. Sign up for Weeble. Deposit $100. You guys go get free stack free money. Coinbase, you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency. You guys go and get free Bitcoin. So always link down below, and I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. You guys are all beautiful. Love you guys.